though. They're going to pull Palace out of position. Tierney. Saka again, that's good. Tierney. Lovely move so far, and a goal from Pepe, who got there. Cushion volley from him. Arsenal lead. Big goal. Nicola Pepe. This is Willian, and he's got his first goal for Arsenal. It's been a long wait. Beautifully struck.
Surely not. Oh, yes! El Nani, the substitute, with Arsenal's third away goal.
Taking the precaution to label all of the seats. Oh, what a strike! Brilliant goal from Alex Lacazette.
Tierney.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. It is match day vibes, back again. Cossy back again. We're playing Rangers, and at the moment, it's about to start. It's around 7 minutes to get in, 7 minutes to begin the game. Do smash a like and do get me your predictions of the game, Rangers versus Arsenal. We have a very big debate on this one today, and the question is, right on your screen. I don't know if I'm right by doing this, but I want us to have a couple of debates during these streams, and I know we will have them. So the topic today is between Alexis Sanchez and Aubameyang. Who do you think has been more of a success at Arsenal? During their times, I think both of them have really had good times. Sanchez, when he was there, I think. Absolutely, one of the best players I've ever seen at Arsenal. And then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, apart from one season that we really can't say he was so good, you can't really take away the rest of it. He's been absolutely brilliant for the rest of for the rest of his time at Arsenal Football Club. So the big question there is, between the two players, who is your man? Are you team Aubameyang? Are you team Alexis Sanchez? If you're team Aubameyang, let me know down in the comments below. If you're team Sanchez, let me know down in the comments below. And of course, let's do the discussion. I'm gonna share I will share a link in the description. I will share for you a link, and you'll be able to join in and tell me much about what you think on the topic. So let's get into our game. We are playing Rangers, and it is one of those games that I think, in terms of preseason, I don't really think there's a lot of there is much pressure. But at the moment, I think Arsenal need a win. Honestly, we lost the first game against Hibernian 2-1. We need to beat Rangers. It is in Scotland, and it will be our last game we play in Scotland. And the rest of the games we play in South America, in America, and we'll be back to play the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Spurs. So we have a very big preseason. Very big preseason. I think we have around 6 games in our preseason, because we have to play Chelsea, we have to play Spurs. I think we have the Emirates Cup as well. We have Inter Milan, we have Everton. There's so many games, and of course, we will try to bring you all the latest, the watch-alongs, and things like that. Make sure you do smash a like on the video. Our starting lineups are already out. The starting lineups are already out, and Arsenal has gone for Arthur Okonkwo in goal. Of course, like I said, Okonkwo in my predicted lineup, he has started. Nuno Tavares has started. Pablo Mari, Rob Holding starts ahead of Paul Clark, and he stands ahead of Clark and Omar Rekik. Cedric is back in the team as well. We are playing a 4-4-2 formation. Partey, Emil Smith-Rowe, El Neni, and Nicola Pepe, and a striking partnership of 2 players, Aubameyang and Balogun. So Aubameyang is of course part of our discussion today. Do you think Aubameyang has succeeded at Arsenal more than Alexis Sanchez? Or do you think Sanchez was actually a better player, more of a success at Arsenal than Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll let you call in very, very soon. But talking about the game, let's get in your predictions. What do you think about the game? Do you think Arsenal should actually, or will actually, win the game? Because that's a big question. Can we win the game? Rangers, they have gone with Alan McGregor in goal. They've gone with Tavernier, Goldson, Balogun, and Bassey. That is a back four. A midfield of three with Lundestram. They signed Lundestram from Sheffield United, so you must be very, very familiar with him. And I think Alan McGregor as well. Davis and Kamara will be the midfield three, and the three up top, the three forwards, is Defoe, Haji, and Roof. So it's gonna be really interesting. And like I told you with Rangers, they're very possessive. They like to have the ball. They're not used to, defensive football. They won the league unbeaten with Steven Gerrard. It's going to be a big battle between Mikel Arteta and Steven Gerrard. Really, really a big one. I think both players have had their good times as players, and now they're having their times as managers. They're junior managers. Steven Gerrard, not even 10 years into as a manager. Mikel Arteta, not even 3 years in as a manager, and he's already struggling. I think what Arteta has better than Gerrard is he started his career with a big team. It's like he's never managed anywhere, and he gets into Arsenal. He begins to manage Arsenal. That's the good thing. That is the thing Mikel Arteta has. With Steven Gerrard, I think he's gone through the protocol. You start low and then go high, and that's what we are seeing in this one. Will Mikel Arteta use the Pep Guardiola tactics to beat Gerrard, or do you think Steven Gerrard, going from the lows to the highs, has actually gathered up enough instruments, enough tactics to beat Arsenal tonight? A game that I expect us to win. I'm looking at the fans already, raising their flags, masks on. Make sure you do keep social distancing if you're outside and you have access to these games. Make sure you do keep social distance. It really, really helps a lot, in these difficult times. So the players arriving, we are very smart. This is more of a demo, right? But we are very smart in our home kits. Very, very smart in our kit. It's the first time we're using our home kit. It's a very, very first time. It was unveiled yesterday. But one or yesterday? I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday, but yesterday when we unveiled our home kits, and now we will use it against Rangers. Looking at Captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. What do you think, people? Do you think Aubameyang is fit to be Arsenal captain? Do you think? I mean, at times I don't have a problem with it. At times I do have a problem with it. I mean, I'm around there. But guys, I'll go through the starting lineups because the match is about to begin. I'll go through the starting lineups again. Arthur Okonkwo, Pablo Mari, Rob Holding, Cedric, Nuno Tavares, Thomas Partey, Emile Smith-Rowe, El Neni, Nicola Pepe, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and Balogun. McGregor starts in goal for Rangers. Tavernier is their right back. Goldson and Balogun will be playing at centre back, and Bassey will be playing as their left wing back. Lundestram, Davis, and Kamara are the midfield three, and they have a front three of Defoe, Haji, and Roof. Shot number 25K Roof. So, what are your predictions of the game? What do you think about this one, guys? Do you think Arsenal have the capacity to win it? The players, of course, do take a knee to reassure the message that there is no room for racism whatsoever, or even close to football. And that is the message that we should share throughout our lives, right? It's already started. Rangers up against Arsenal. It's already started. Just need more light to watch this. All right. It started and we're keeping possession. It's so different from how we were playing in the first game. It was really ridiculous football. Very, very ridiculous. What are people saying in the chat? The debate today is, do you think Sanchez and Aubameyang, do you think they are at the same level? Who do you think was the better player? Okay. Ping says, Ping 99999 says it's 3-1 Arsenal. The Gunners will win it. Jinka says, where can we watch the game? ESPN. You can watch it on ESPN on the Arsenal website as well. Surely Alexis was so brilliant at Arsenal. Surely absolutely carried the club, unlike Aubameyang. Watch on his goal. This is according to Henry, right? You could watch on his goal. That is what he says. Alexis was the best. Okay. How can I watch the match, Cossy? If you have Go TV, go on ESPN. If you don't have Go TV, you can watch on the Arsenal website as well. Right. Don't forget our topic of don't forget our topic of the day. Need to get in your thoughts. Between the two, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexis Sanchez, who was the better player? And I'm gonna speak much about them during this game. Just need to make sure that we don't lose anything. Partey tries to look for Balogun but doesn't get him. And Rangers keep possession. One thing you have to know about Rangers is they're so good. They're very, very good. They might not be at the same level of Arsenal, but they're very, very good as a as a team, and they play as a unit. That is what I've always been talking about. That you need that identity as a club. You need to have that identity, as a club, because if they beat us, they will, it will create headlines. Gerrard beats Arteta, right? So it will create a lot of headlines, and I pray we don't lose it. We don't lose it. They're very possessive as a team, and at the moment they're keeping possession away from Arsenal. Absolutely, they're keeping possession away from Arsenal. And that's what we've always talked about them. They keep the ball. They are so good when it comes to keeping the ball. That is their style, honestly. Make sure you do smash a like on the video. Make sure you do tell me your thoughts about the debate. And I'll start. I think my man among the two is Alexis Sanchez. I think. Look. This doesn't really mean that Aubameyang is bad, because Aubameyang has carried us through 2 consecutive seasons as well. Apart from last season, we've been on the shoulders of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for the previous 2 consecutive seasons. And you can't forget that. You really can't forget what he's done for Arsenal. Ever since he joined in from Dortmund, you really can't forget. And I think if you ask me, has he replaced Sanchez very well? I think my answer is yes. I think my answer is, actually, I would say absolutely. Honestly, I would say absolutely, very, very, very well. Very, very well. 3 minutes in, not much of action. Not much of action. 5 minutes in, actually, not 3. Not much of action at the start of the game. Balogun playing as a left winger today, and Aubameyang down through the middle. It's good to see Aubameyang down through the middle again. He's been playing. He's been played as a left winger, and things have not really worked out for him. So probably it's time for us to see him back as playing back as a striker. Because if you ask me, in terms of goals, sources of goals is our only hope next season. Don't expect many goals from the likes of Alexander Lacazette, from the likes of Balogun. If you're gonna score goals, they're gonna come from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. No question about that. Honestly, they will come from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Make sure you do smash a like on the video. Make sure you do tell me what you think. About our debate. What do you think about Alexis Sanchez and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Need to concentrate so that we can begin that debate. I should have created a poll on YouTube. Really, should have created a poll. But let us vote here. Let us vote from here. Let us vote from the live stream as we watch the game. Just simple. It's just a simple watch along, discussing Arsenal issues, right? So, look, in my opinion, if you ask me, really, who was the better player, who's been the better player, I think both of them are very talented. Both of them are very, very talented. I think Aubameyang is a real talent. Alexis Sanchez is a real talent. But what you love about Alexis Sanchez is a hard worker. And I mean, look, I love players that are hardworking. You love players that are really hardworking. This is nice football. Nicolas Pepe, and that was a nice move from Nicolas Pepe. If you're watching this game, you must have enjoyed that move. Nicolas Pepe trying to drift through from the left-hand side of the game, of the pitch, into the middle, but he's actually blocked by Lidestram, and Rangers back in possession. They're so calm on the ball. It's one of the things you love about them. They're so calm on the ball. They like possessing, and I mean they have the quality in there. They've won the league. They've won the league unbeaten. So you expect them to have a lot of confidence in them. They played only 2 games in their preseason, and they've actually won one of them and lost one. So not really a threat in preseason. But if we were playing in the Scottish Premier League, then maybe we could have been afraid of them. So I was still speaking about Sanchez and Aubameyang, and in my opinion, I think what made Sanchez very, very a top class player at Arsenal is his level of hard work. Always hunting for that ball, never resting, and absolutely working. There's a chance here, Balogun, and just can't get it through. I'm starting to believe Balogun is more of a selfish player. At times for a striker, you need to do that. You've got to be selfish because you need to score the goals, and the more goals you have on your account, the better. Again, you have to think about it. This is the move. Florian Balogun gets a chance to drift through, but really can't make things happen. Should have made a pass. Should have made a pass to someone. If you're not watching the game, it's a little bit more interesting than the first one. We are pressing. Our press is not bad, and we are also applying pressure because in the last game, we were applying almost less than 2 pressures. 2 pressures per minute. And this one, I'm looking at around 3 pressures per minute. You have 2 players. We are hunting, actually. We're not even applying pressure. We are hunting. That's one of the things you want to see. You want to see your team always hunting. So we are applying pressure, and we are also pressing. Our press is a little bit decent. Obviously, with Emile Smith-Rowe now playing just behind Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as a support striker. And then Balogun also as a second striker. Our press is decent enough. And also our pressure is fine. We're applying just enough pressure. So no problems. Good ball in, but Arthur Okonkwo will be comfortable on that one. Still 0-0, 9 minutes, 9 minutes in, and it's still 0-0. In this one, at the moment. Ask a very, very big question. Let me know what you think about it in the chat. And let's start, let's start getting into some of your comments and see. Arsenal need a player like Alex. Auba is soft on the ball. Look, both of them have been great players, and I might agree with I might agree with you on one thing, and that is hard work. Hard work. You're really talking about hard work. Alexis Sanchez was very, very hardworking. Aubameyang, and what a miss from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He never used to miss these ones. He absolutely never used to miss these ones. Never. Aubameyang gets a very, very good shot, very clear shot on target, but he puts it just over the bar. And I'm asking myself why he goes for that. Still 0-0. Aubameyang misses a sitter. I don't know if it's a sitter, but it should. For Aubameyang, it's a sitter. For Aubameyang, it's a typical Aubameyang goal, and he actually misses it. So it's still 0-0. 10 minutes in. Arsenal with the only 11 minutes in, and Arsenal is the only club with a shot on target. And if you look at the statistics right about now, possession 61% Rangers, Arsenal 39. It just brings you the picture I told you about. They love keeping the ball. they're more of this the Spanish, the Spanish side in Scotland. They love keeping the ball. Arthur to Pablo Mari. Pablo Mari plays with El Neni. El Neni now to Balogun. Tavares. It's a bad ball. It's a bad ball from Tavares. I think it started well. Nuno Tavares really started well, getting those runs into the midfield and up the pitch. Maybe we have maybe we have ourselves a good player in Nuno Tavares. Let me know what you think about the debate, guys. Ainda says, Alexis was very hard. Of course, it was always going to be very hard for you to dispossess Alexis Sanchez. And the other good thing about Alexis is he was never getting tired. He was running 90 minutes. He was bullying defenders 90 minutes. He was absolutely doing everything right throughout the 90 minutes. And that's one of the things I really loved about him. Honestly, one of the things I really loved about him, that was it. Brilliant player. This is yellow card to Pablo Mari. Pablo Mari collects a yellow card. That tackle was pretty ugly, wasn't it? Pablo Mari is booked. He stops the run of Bolasie. Yeah, he stops the run of Bolasie and gets a yellow card. Free kick. Free kick to Rangers. Free kick to Rangers. I think Bolasie is injured. Wow. I mean, it's one of the things I hate about preseason. You injure players in preseason. It doesn't make sense for me. Really doesn't make sense for me. Sanchez succeeded more than Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It's according to Daniel. Give me your thoughts. Arsenal win today. Alba helped us and Sanchez too. But Sanchez did more good when he would run the whole field, creating for him and Ozil. What time is the game starting? It's already on. Sanchez was the best hardworking than Aubameyang, right? Nuno is really good. 1-0. Is it 1-0? It's your prediction, right? Free kick comes in and set it away by Rob Holding. Rob Holding actually has no hair this season. He's got no hair. And I think with the introduction of Ben White, Rob Holding really doesn't stand a chance, despite the fact that I think he's been wanted by Mikel. He's been that boy that Mikel loves. I don't think he has a chance. Now he's got to give it up. Rangers have a goal. Rangers have scored, and I say this. It was always gonna be Rangers. They will score. I say that, and we've now conceded fast in two consecutive in two consecutive games. So it is Rangers 1. We need to change this, right? Rangers 1, Arsenal 0. Why the hell did I write? All right. Rangers 1, Arsenal 0. Rob Holding at the back. I really don't get it. I don't know why Rob Holding really struggles in the air. And apparently, the player we're bringing in is also, struggling in the air. And the goal scorer is Balogun. Balogun scores, not Balogun, the Arsenal man, but they also have a defender called Balogun. So, Aubameyang falls back to Nicola Pepe. Pepe crosses in, and it's cleared. It's cleared, and back now. Arsenal pressing. Rob Holding. Holding wins it back again. Nuno Tavares. El Neni. Plays with Pablo Mari. Mari looks out for Tavares. Tavares falls back to El Neni. And again, it's a throw in for Arsenal. Throw in Arsenal is taken quickly. Pablo Mari plays with Rob Holding. Mari looks out for that pass to Nuno Tavares. Tavares plays with Balogun. Balogun still holding on to the ball. And it's a very, very heavy pass. Aubameyang can't put it under control from Balogun. It's a little bit better. The match is a little bit better, though we have conceded early, but it's a little bit better. El Neni plays with Nuno Tavares. Tavares goes back to Mohamed El Neni. Now Rob Holding. Cedric. Rob Holding. And that's a nice sliding tackle from Rob Holding to win the ball back. Emile Smith-Rowe to Pepe. Now Emile Smith-Rowe. Again, that's brilliant football with Nicola Pepe. Falls back to Cedric. Cedric to Pepe. Pepe wants to find a pass to Nicola to Partey, but doesn't actually give it to him. Falls back to Pablo Mari. Receives it again. Nicola Pepe. That's brilliant touch. But Balogun loses the ball. It seems both sides are really struggling to keep the ball at this point in time. We're getting it. We are losing it. It's a throw into Rangers. Leon Balogun scored in the 14th minute for Rangers. It's now 19 minutes in, and Arsenal are trailing. It looks like we're gonna be trailing all season, all preseason. Looks like gonna be trailing all preseason. Thanks, bro. This is according to Maru. Please, which channel? ESPN. ESPN. Watch it on ESPN. You can watch it on the Arsenal website. You could, if you have internet, you could watch it on His Goal. There's so many options. There's so many options you can watch it on. Right? There's so many options you can watch it on. We look better in this game. We are looking better in this game. Like I said, our pressure is a little bit, better. But it doesn't really seem like we have woken up. The few players that are quite on it, Nicola Pepe, I think is okay. Nuno Tavares, I think is okay as well. But the rest have not really got the click. Balogun tries to apply some pressure, but can't win the ball back. What they have Rangers, if when they keep the ball, they can keep it well. That is it. If they keep the ball, they can actually keep it well. Long pass, and Pablo Mari will get that one. Leon Balogun, the player that actually scored the first goal. Emile Smith-Rowe gets through. Smith-Rowe and just can't get through there. Aubameyang said, Pepe trying to look for the high corner, but just can't call it through. It's a good try. It's a good try from Nicola Pepe. And it's a very good 0 from Cedric, but Nicola Pepe actually can't bring it under control. Still 1-0. Come on, the lads. Come on, the lads. Come on, the lads. Come on, the lads. Can't lose another game. Come on, the lads. Come on, the lads. Can't lose another game. 20 minutes in. It's still trailing, but there is hope. I think we'll fight. I think we'll fall back. I think we'll come back in this one. The one thing I don't understand about Mikel Arteta's teams is he wants to keep possession, but we never show elements of keeping possession. We never. We struggle to win the ball back, and we let it out so easily. It's one of the things I really do not understand. It's one of the things I really don't understand. Balogun, and it wasn't the best of crosses. Now Rangers get possession again. They're so calm. They're very, very calm. I mean, if you're watching this, they're so calm on the ball. They just love possessing it, and they just love passing it around because they know at any point in time they are going to score. They know at any point in time they will score. And that's what they're doing at this moment. Just keeping the ball very, very calm. I think Emil Smith-Rowe is brilliant so far. I think he's doing well. Pablo Mari trying to press against Roof. It's a bad pass, and Mohamed Elneny will get the ball back. (1-1). Tavares scores for Arsenal. 1-1. Nuno Tavares scores for Arsenal. And finally, we get that equalizer. I don't know why my game is a little bit behind. (1-1). Come on, the lads. Come on, the lads. We need to find better ways. Not struggling against Rangers. Come on, guys. 1-1. Tavares with the equalizer. So probably I said we can win this one, but I said we will concede. I said that. I said we can win it, but I said we will concede. And indeed, we did concede already. It's like Tavares had a handball on it. It's like Tavares had a handball on it, but doesn't matter. Who cares? Arsenal have an equalizer. It's a beautiful goal, by the way. Very, very beautiful goal. Nuno Tavares, really beautiful goal. Really, really beautiful goal from the 21-year-old. Looks like it looks like it had a handball in. Looks like it had a handball in, but we don't care. 1-1. Come on, the lads. Come on, the lads. 1-1. And finally, here we are. Back in the game again. Arsenal need to do whatever it takes to win this one. And Rangers are still very calm. I think this is... Brilliant football party in the midfield, and they lose possession again. I've not really seen. I've not seen the best of Partey today. Not yet. At least not yet. I've not really seen the best of Thomas Partey in this one. Not yet. Yeah, Tavares. It's a great goal by Nuno Tavares. It's a great goal by Nuno Tavares. Great goal by Nuno Tavares. If it is put under VAR, maybe it doesn't stand. Maybe. If it's put under VAR, maybe it doesn't stand. But because we don't have VAR, it stands at the moment 1-1. 1-1 at the moment. Arsenal snatching one back with Nuno Tavares. What are you people saying in the chat? Obviously, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Yeah, there is an element of handball. Someone says, handball. Yeah, there is an element of handball. Yeah, there is an element of a handball in there. But I think Arsenal really don't matter, don't care. What do you think about the game so far? Do you think we are playing well? I think we are playing better than we played against Hibernian. Of course, we've started a stronger side in this game as compared to that game. We've started a really stronger side, and we're playing a stronger side. I really never underestimated Rangers, but I didn't expect them to be this strong. I'm in love with Nuno Tavares. Pepe looks out for Emil Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe is still not really clicking. Good crossing from Nicola Pepe, and Balogun cannot connect. It is still 1-1. 29 minutes in, still 1-1. Tavares still the man stealing the show, by the way. We signed him, but we didn't actually have much time to look at him and get much time on him. So probably in the preseason, that is where you get the chance to see more players, like more of the new players, and trying to understand why you signed them and what kind of value they have to the side. If you'd love to call in, link is in the title. Click on that link and you'll be able to join me live. Ellie says, I'm trying to watch it on ESPN, but stupidly ESPN is not popping it up. Really? Someone put it on YouTube. All right. We are playing well than the... I think we are playing really well than the Banyan game. Thank you so much, Zephania. Ellie says, hello, sir. Tavares is not good. Well, it depends on your opinion. It really depends on your opinion. I think it's not bad for his debut. I don't think he's he's really done anything wrong. Because at times debuts can be tricky, but if you get a goal on your debut, and I think he's moving very well as a fullback. Good crossing, and Aubameyang just can't connect to that one. Aubameyang really just can't connect to that one. But I think Pepe down this side is creating more, is creating more problems for them. Yeah, Pepe is really creating more problems for them. 1-1. Right.
Hello,
Hello,
bro. How
guys.
you doing?
Yes, AJ, my bro. How are you doing?
How you doing, man? For a second off, I can try and get my camera on, but I'll have to do for this for now. But
It's fine.
uh,
It's fine.
yeah, I think Tavares looks very good.
Yes.
I think like he's moving forward very well. He's defending very well. The goal is very good. He looks like a very physical player, I think.
Yeah. I think the speed is okay. I think the speed is fine.
Yeah, I think he's a very fast footballer, and I think that's what we need. I think our left-hand side is very good with Tierney and Tavares. But we need to do the same on the right-hand side, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. One of the things I think we've had is that imbalance. From the left on the the left and the right. We have always had Tierney on the left, so good. Now we have Nuno Tavares, who's also okay as well, but the options at the right are not even close to good enough.
Yeah, that's true. And I think with Tavares, we got a very cheap deal. Only like £5 million we spent on him. So that's a very good bargain we've got in Tavares. Now we need to do, as I said, we need to do the same on the right hand side, because if we can get that right hand side sorted with Ben White coming in, our defense suddenly looks quite good.
Yeah.
Oh, what an attempt from Balogun. He should have scored from there.
Do you think Balogun is playing well?
He's getting into some good positions. I think, he needs to be a bit more clinical. There's a chance here right now that he had Aubameyang put him through, and then he just hit it straight at the goalkeeper. But I think Balogun, he's an instinctive striker. He knows what positions to get into, and hopefully he can get 1 or 2 goals in this game.
Yeah, and I think it's better than
now.
Yeah, I can say it. I think it's better than Eddie.
Yeah, definitely. I said that last season about Balogun. I'd rather see him than Eddie Nketiah. I think Nketiah, he sort of gets into them positions, but I don't think he's as complete striker as Balogun is. I think Balogun's more of a complete striker. He has the physicality, he has the pace to run around as well, get into them positions. But I don't think Nketiah has that, to be honest.
Yeah. Look, I think the thing you love with Eddie, is that typical box striker. It doesn't look like Balogun is that typical box striker, because right now he's really playing, up the left.
Yeah. I think, look, with Balogun, I think we need to see more opportunities. He needs to get more opportunities, I think, this season, because he has so much talent in him. And you never know, we could be playing a 4-4-2 this season, and he could play a big part.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I've seen a 4-4-2. I don't know if we are still playing a 4-4-2. Do you think it's one of the positions, one of the formation we could use next season?
I think there's a good chance that we might use that formation next season. I think it's something that Arteta maybe is looking at, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's something we go in next season, if I'm honest.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would love to try out a couple of formations in this pre-season. Maybe see what fits us, because last season, it's so dangerous to gamble inside the season. You rather gamble in pre-season.
Yeah, I think that's a good thought, because we're playing Europe every 3 days, but now we don't have Europe, so maybe that gives us an opportunity to test out, because I think that is one of the if we're looking on the positive side of things, I think the fact that we're not playing Europe would mean that we can test out different formations, and maybe 4-4-2 is something Arteta is thinking about, because look at our forward options. We've got we've still got Lacazette, still got Aubameyang, still got Martinelli, who's I think a striker for me. Martinelli, Balogun. So maybe that's what we're looking at and saying, look, we're going to play 4-4-2. It's going to be Aubameyang, Lacazette, Martinelli, Balogun. There are options, and that's what we're going to go with. Possibly that's something we're looking at.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have Partey, we have Emil Smith Rowe. I don't know who's going to come in, but if you still had Partey, Xhaka, Smith Rowe, and Odegaard, who would you sacrifice to bring on a striker in a 4-4-2?
I think I always thought someone like Thomas Partey is more like a DM sort of player. So maybe Partey and you have Odegaard. But it's a very interesting one, because if you're going to play a 4-4-2, the two midfielders need to have a lot of balance, because Otherwise, it's not going to work as well, I don't think.
Yeah, man. It would be it would be interesting, but I think he might stick to a 4-2-3-1. Inside the season, he might stick to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. He's always wanted to play 4-3-3. He said he doesn't have the players. Do you think he's gonna get them? Do you think we might give him the players he wants? Of course, we have already started. Do you think he'll get the midfield he wants to play 4-3-3 like City, Liverpool?
Look, we'll just have to see because look, we've signed Tavares, we've signed Lokonga. That's also done as well. Ben White is done as well. We'll see what we're going after. That looks like we're going after Manuel Locatelli, and maybe that's something we're looking at. But we'll just have to see, to be honest. We can only judge on August 30th when the deadline closes what players we have at our disposal. Obviously, one player we've got in that midfield, which I think could be on for a good season, is Thomas Partey. He is a top-class midfielder. We saw that when he was playing for Atletico. We didn't see that last year, but he's someone that if we can put the right players around him, we can get the very best out of Partey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really disagree with that, but I mean, at times I think if you have two more midfield options in this Arsenal side, I know we might be so far away from clicking, we might be so far away from getting to top 4, but I think we are not so far away from clicking. What do you think? Like just getting in the right players, and we can get back to the Arsenal that we want to be.
Wait, one sec. I'm drawing on my other one. Wait, add this one in.
Yeah. So you prefer Locatelli? You prefer Neves? You prefer Aouar? I mean, many people have asked me that question, and it's just becoming so rotated. Who do you think is the better option? Locatelli, Aouar, Neves? And he's off. And back on, right?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I was just switching up.
I love your green screen.
Yeah, bro. I need to change it still has a Hibernian one on. I need to change that in a second. But what was your question again? I didn't hear.
I was only asking, who do you think is the better player? Is it Aouar? Is it Neves? Is it Locatelli?
I would say out of those three players you've said, I'm gonna say Aouar. I think look at the price, look at what they are. I think Neves is 35 million, Locatelli 35 million. Aouar is a bit cheaper, but then again, will Aouar provide us what we need to? I don't think Manuel Locatelli or Neves or Aouar are that good defensively. So out of all of those three options, I'm still gonna say Bissouma. I still want Bissouma, but will Brighton sell us another of their top players after Ben White? That's a big question. Will they? Will they not? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think honestly, if rumors are to be believed, if you look at the way the window is moving, I don't think Bissouma is a priority.
Yeah,
I think he's a priority. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, surprisingly, because you look at our problem with Locatelli, and the problem is that the player doesn't want to join us. But then you have someone like Bissouma, and he really wants to join us. So my confusion is that why aren't Arsenal looking more at Bissouma and saying, look, he's a player that actually wants to play for the club. Why don't we sign him instead?
Or maybe it's about January, because in January you're gonna have Partey gone to Ghana, and then maybe they don't want to have more players actually go. How did Aubameyang miss this? Did you see that?
Which one? Let me have a look.
It's Emil Smith Rowe dribbling.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, don't tell me.
That's 3 chances now. That's 3 chances he's missed. Oh my goodness. Aubameyang. He's getting into the right positions, but you have to be scoring one of these chances.
And that's one of the things we were saying last season, that is it the chances? Is it him as a player? Or is it just the form? I just don't get it.
I think last season, not this game, but I think last season he wasn't getting the chances. I think he wasn't, because he wasn't getting a lot of shots on goal. He wasn't getting a lot. I think that was the problem last season. But in this game, he is getting the chances, but he's not putting them away.
My God. I just can't believe that. Honestly.
Wow. It's crazy.
And for me, it creates a fear. We've been linked with so many strikers, including Tammy Abraham, but it creates a fear in me. If Aubameyang doesn't click, where do we go from there?
I think we have Martinelli, but does Arteta like Martinelli? Does he not? We've still got Balogun, but will he play a big role? What does Arteta want to do? We still don't know. We still don't know what Arteta wants to do. Are we playing a 4-2-3-1 in which Smith Rowe plays on the left? Is he playing a number 10, which means that Aubameyang plays striker? What are striking options? Will Lacazette leave? Will any other striking options leaving, like Lacazette, like Aubameyang? We don't know any of this yet. There's less than the date is the 17th. Season starts on the 14th, 15th, less than a month left, and we've only signed one player, a backup left back. It's a bit worrying to me. Yes, I know we've got Ben White, Lokonga secured, but what I've heard is that Xhaka, the Roma to Xhaka deal won't get closed unless Arsenal announce Lokonga. So why aren't we moving quickly? This is what we need to move quicker, and it's gonna go down to the wire again with deals like Locatelli, like Maddison, but we'll just have to see.
I did ask a question, and I know it will go to the wire, but I think it was around 4 days ago. I did ask a question to the community, and I told them, would you sell Lacazette? Would you sell Aubameyang? And everybody was like, no, I wouldn't sell Aubameyang. But look, if the right offer came in at this point in time, would you sell him and bring in someone better in a striker?
It depends what we want to do, to be honest, because if we're playing if we're sticking with the 4-2-3-1, there's one striker, which means theoretically you only need two strikers, because we're not playing Europe, are we? So we only need two strikers, basically, if we're going to play one striker. In that case, then maybe we could sell Aubameyang. But in my opinion, if this was my choice, I wouldn't sell Aubameyang, because I still think he's a top striker. Look, he had a bad season last season, but you look at the seasons before, some of his stats, like 35, 37 goal and assists. He is a world-class striker still, and we just need to hope that next season he can get to them levels that he has been going for the last 5 years at Dortmund and Arsenal as well.
Do you give him, until Christmas probably, or until New Year?
Aubameyang, I think I'll give him to next season. I think, look, we're out of Europe, so I think we can take things a bit more lightly in terms of, looking at different options. But, we still need to do very well in the league, because, look, we're not going to do Europe.
I mean, we shall have no excuse. We're not playing anywhere in Europe. And I mean, we need to win a treble, and there is no excuse for that. We might not have the squad depth, because I think we won't have it. It's not a might. We won't have the squad depth, but at least in the league, finish around what, 4th, 5th. That will make us a lot of sense. But Aubameyang for me doesn't click. He's not clicking. At the end of the season, by the end of the season, I thought he would be back. He wasn't back. Now, maybe it's lack of fitness. Do you think? Maybe he's been away from football.
Look, he had a few problems, family issues last year. A lot of things didn't go our way. We didn't have attacking options, and when they did come in Odegaard, he didn't stay very long. Not much continuity last season, basically. And I think this season, let's hope we get someone like Maddison in that can help him. We have Smith Rowe there as well. I would just have to see how it goes from there. But Pepe's got a good free kick opportunity on the edge of the box here.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
We'll just see what happens with that one. But again, as I said, look, we'll just have to see what happens, to be honest. I think it's going to be Pep or Partey. It's Partey. Oh, it's just gone over. He's been working on his free kicks, I can tell. His long shots. He hit the post against Burnley as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been learning from El Neni,
Do you think so?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but generally, I mean, we have White in now, and first, do you think maybe we can convince Locatelli? Do you think we can?
I think we can, but do you want a player that doesn't want to come to us? That's the question.
I mean, we want Houssem or and we were never his first option as well.
But I think with Aouar, there was always that feeling that he wouldn't mind joining us. But with Locatelli, it's like, nope, I don't want to join Arsenal. It's a bit like that. That's how I feel right now. But I'm hearing that Eddie wants to try and convince Locatelli. Will we not? I'm not too sure, because I think if you've not heard already, Juventus offered a deal for Locatelli, which was 2-year loan deal with the obligation. Sassuolo said no. So they're far off. So basically what Sassuolo might be telling Locatelli is, look, Arsenal may be your only option. and maybe Locatelli might look at that and sign. But I don't want Locatelli. I don't think he's good enough. I don't see what the hype is around Locatelli, but I'd rather go for Basuma. That's my option. It's just hit half time.
Yeah, it's half time. Why don't you like Locatelli? I mean, for me, I think he's a player that's got the vibe. Some player that can take us.
This whole team's vibes, isn't it, at this point?
Yeah.
But look, I think with Locatelli, I don't think, Italians, they have that sense of, they're defensively very sound. And I don't think Locatelli is defensively that great. I think when I saw him play, he didn't defensively look, he defensively worried me at times. And when you look at some of his stats, I did a video on this a few weeks ago, and I suggested, look, his stats are not that great defensively. I think whereas you look at someone like Basuma and he has that, and he'd be the perfect partner to Partey. But maybe Arteta and Arsenal look at him, but do you trust Arteta with this signing? I don't know. Will he get the best out of him? Maybe this could be another Torreira situation where a player like a midfield player from Italy comes in and it doesn't work out because the climate, the situation, it's not great at the club. I'd still rather go for Basuma, but I think the fact that we're signing Ben White for Brighton, a top player of Brighton, can we go in for another one of their best players? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, but I think you can. They have signed Mwepu, they have signed in Enoch Mwepu, and I mean, they can think about it. And of course, if you sign in, if you get a player from one player from a club, you build that relationship. Maybe you can go. Maybe you can go in for another. But of course, with the danger with having Bissouma is you'd have Bissouma as who's a starter. You have Partey as a starter and Aubameyang, all of them going away in AFCON in January. I mean, it's a little bit risky. AFCON is 1 month.
The whole of January?
Yeah, the whole of January.
That's quite a long time, but is Lokonga going on AFCON?
Lokonga is Belgian. He's decided to play. Yeah, he decided to play for Belgium.
And so I think that's maybe the reason why I said Lokonga, maybe he could be a backup, is I think Neni's going AFCON as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that's 3 big midfield players will be missing. So maybe that's something Arsenal are looking at and suggesting. But again, it's only 1 month. I'm trying to find what are our fixtures in that month. I'm trying to find that if our fixtures are that bad, then if there are tough fixtures, then maybe we can't. But it's an interesting one whether that will affect us or not. But I'm trying to look at the January fixtures, and we have got Manchester City, Tottenham, Burnley, and FA Cup 3rd round, and a potential Carabao Cup fixture.
Yeah.
So tough games.
Tough games, and I don't think. I don't want to risk my midfield. I can't risk it to have. And then it's also going in as well. I mean, it's a big risk if you brought in. It's a big risk. If it's really a big risk, and we'll be screaming in January. Saying, how could they not see this?
We might have to get some sort of loan in January or something like that. I don't know. We'll just have to look. We'll have Lokonga, but who else will partner Lokonga when 3 of Neni, Partey, and Basuma? If we sign Basuma, will be out. So if we don't sign Basuma, if it is Locatelli, then yeah, it will be Locatelli and Lokonga that will partner on midfield in January. But that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But let's say one of them are injured. I don't know. But I think that would be the same for every club, wouldn't it? Every club will have players that will be going off to AFCON. Especially look at Liverpool. They will have Sadio Mane and Salah out on a duty in AFCON. So again, that's something that every club will have to face. But I don't think that could put us off because look, it is only 3 Premier League games in that month. Yeah. Again, it's Tottenham and City and Burnley. But look, we just have to see. You just have to manage these situations. These things happen in football.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I think about in January is it's always one of we are coming from November, December, which are never our easy months, and then you're getting into January and you lose your players, and the season is over, man. Yeah.
I know, but look, we'll just have to see because I genuinely don't think Arteta is going to get the best out of these players. I won't be surprised if he's sacked by November, December, live on Amazon. His second cut on Amazon. I can't wait to see that. But look, again, we'll just hope for the best. But look, we'll just have to see how we start the season, if we are in a good position where we are. But what are our objectives this season? What does Arteta want from the season? Because we don't have Europe, are we going to become a cup team and go for the Carabao and FA Cups? Are we going for Europa League position, Champions League position? Where I don't know where Arteta is trying to take us at the moment.
I think what would be what if we had a perfect summer? Of course, we can never have a perfect summer.
What is the perfect summer?
What I would say is a perfect summer in my case is you get me a CM, you get me a CDM, you get me a CM and CAM.
Like realistic names, like Locatelli, Bissouma, Maddison. Which one?
Maybe Neves is. I think Neves. By the way, I feel Neves is.
You take Neves you take Neves as a priority centre mid option.
Yeah, I would.
Again, I think with Neves is that he's more of an attacking player. So I'd probably, he's defensively again suspicious, and again Arsenal are a team that defensively not that great. So maybe I'd probably stick again. Bissouma's my dream option for that centre mid.
Yeah, but of course, the problem, and I think you've got to think about Mikel Arteta's what Arteta wants, because if you give him a Bissouma, I don't think he's gonna do what he wants. I don't think he's gonna be, because he wants to play he wants to have a 6 like Rodri. Like our 6 is Rodri at City.
Yeah.
The kind of Busquets, right? He doesn't really, he's not concerned about how do we defend. He's more concerned of how do we keep the ball, right? So I think that's why his priorities are Locatelli, Aouar, and Neves. He's not. Bissouma is never one of them. And I think of all of them, if we are serious about Neves, it's high time he left Wolves. It's high time we signed him. Or any club took him in. So if you give me a Neves with Partey, and you give me someone like Maddison, or you give me someone like, for me, I think I still think Emi Buendia could have been an Arsenal player. I don't know what went wrong. I really don't know what went wrong.
I don't like Buendia. I never wanted Buendia.
Really?
Nope.
Why?
I think the problem with Buendia was he wasn't a number 10. He was a right winger, and I think that's the position he's going to play for Aston Villa, because that's why Aston Villa wanted Smith Rowe, because he was going to play number 10, Buendia on the right, Grealish on the left. I don't think Buendia is a number 10. And look, when last time Buendia was in the Premier League, he did very badly. He didn't do anything. And you look up, as fans, we want to see Premier League proven players. That's what we've screamed out for quite a while. Buendia is not Premier League proven because he didn't do it in the Premier League. So that's my sort of concern with that one. I didn't want him.
Nelson says, "Cause is it true that Arsenal have signed Ben White? We have an agreement on the price."
Here we go from Fabrizio. It's done. Here we go.
It's here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Right, I didn't see that.
It's not on the Twitter. I can share it if you want. 1 second.
Yeah, okay. Where is that? Twitch?
It's not Twitch. 1 second. I've got it somewhere.
Right. I always follow Fabrizio on Instagram and Twitter, so at times I get it fast.
It is on 1 second. It is on get it up here. There you go.
Right.
Here we go. Ben White deal. Here we go.
All right. Ben White's deal here. It's Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Instagram. And it says White will join Arsenal on a permanent deal agreement now confirmed. And here we go. Arsenal have completed the agreement to sign Ben White's guaranteed fee, 50 million guaranteed fee to Brighton. Contract until 2026 medicals will be completed. White will come back from holidays after Euro 2020. The deal is done and first paperwork have been signed. Right. Thank you so much. Wow, that is really interesting.
Yeah, there's some stuff after here. Ben White only want to join Arsenal. Arsenal planning to announce Lokonga in the next few days, and then Ben White as well. I'm hearing that Ben White's holiday finishes in the 27th of July, which is not next week, but the week after. So
yeah, exactly.
This might take a bit of time to get announced.
Yeah, and I thought the deal could actually could actually be at the end of this month. I think if the medical is on 26th, then it's already it's at the end of the month.
Yeah, but again, that's the thing. It's a bit slow, but maybe we do some sort of, I want us to do some sort of thing like where, you know, what United did with Sancho, where we just say the deal is agreed in principle sort of thing, and then wait for the proper announcement, because it just gives us proper confirmation, isn't it?
Yeah, but at times, you know, what they're trying to do is buy themselves some time. You know that as well.
Yeah, but again, we just have to see when this was announced. But we just have to move on now. Announce Lokonga, announce White, and then move on to, I think it's going to be Locatelli. Try and convince Locatelli, and then we look at Maddison and a right back
and a goalkeeper.
Oh my God! How much do we have to do, man?
There's a lot, and it's one of the things I've been talking about this summer, that maybe we've got to be a little bit sympathetic with these guys. They've got a lot of work to do.
Again, look, we've had a lot of work to do for quite a few years, but we just have to do as much as we possibly can. And look, we can only judge when the transfer window is done, and then we can rate the transfer window. We can see where we can finish, but at the moment, what we're trying to look at, look, we're trying to close Locatelli. We've closed Ben White. We've closed Lokonga. I think if Juventus don't stump up the money for Locatelli, we might sign him, but we have to convince him. Whether that will happen, I'm not too sure, but we'll just have to see what happens, to be honest. And look, let's just hope for the best and see what we get done. But, you know, we can only do what we can do.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, do you rate Aaron Ramsdale? Because he's
no.
And he's 30 million. He's 30 million, and he's a homegrown goalkeeper.
I'm hearing 30, 35, 37 million. No, man. He's got relegated with two different clubs, two in the same, like 2 seasons in a row. He's got relegated with 2 clubs. No. Not for me. Not Aaron Ramsdale. One I would take is Sam Johnston, though, as a backup. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. I know he's got relegated, but I think he made the most saves in the Premier League. I think that's a stat that is true, that he's made the most saves in the Premier League last season. And the price is better. 15 million would be enough to secure Sam Johnston. And look, I think the ideal one, I think for you as well, would be Onana. £5 million.
Yeah.
And that's another position as well, CF. So what's happening with that one?
I don't think we shall touch this, will we? Don't really think, and we shouldn't.
What, sign the strikers?
Yeah, I mean, I would keep Lacazette. I mean, I don't know, because if you keep Lacazette, then he goes on a free next summer.
Yeah, this is a situation we've had for so many years, though. You know, you look at, I think, you know, had the situation with Van Persie, with Ozil, with Sanchez, with Ramsey, with Aubameyang, with Saka. It's just the list goes on with these names. And, you know, we got told a few years ago that when a player's down to 2 years, they'll make a decision. But I think the ideal situation now is let's get Lacazette tied down to a 1-year extension. And then if we get an offer in, we sell him. Otherwise, we keep him, because I don't want to let him go for free. You can get some money for him.
I mean, it's crazy. But look, maybe and a right back before I even talk about maybe and a right back. You know, we've been linked with many, but we've never nailed it down to someone. Like,
yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
We've never nailed it to anyone. Like, we want, you know, this is our, you know, we are interested in this.
Yeah. I think with right back, I think yesterday we got linked with the Sassuolo right back Medur. I think we got linked with him. £10 million we were trying to offer him. But again, I think other right back options, we've been linked with Tariq Lamptey, again, another Brighton player. I don't think we could sign him after Ben White.
He's untouchable. They said he's untouchable.
Oh, if that's true, then that's done. Another one, Max Aarons. What's going on with him?
I just don't know. I just don't understand why Arsenal or no one is apparently not going for Max Aarons. Last summer, Bayern and Barcelona were fighting. I don't know what happened.
I'm not too sure, but I'd go for Max Aarons. I think he's a good right back. But yeah, I think with the right back spot, I think let's get rid of Hector Bellerin first, and then we go after that.
Yeah, and I think you'll go to Inter, right?
Yeah, I think you will go to Inter. I think what I don't get with that deal is, look, Inter have got 60-70 million for Hakimi, and why are they saying let's loan Bellerin? If they've got the money, why don't you just pay the money? And I think that's what Arsenal are trying to say to Inter. I'm hearing 15 to 20 million. Look, I think we got him for free, Hector Bellerin. So yeah, and he's a rubbish player anyway. So any money we get is good money in it. Again, a lot of comments talking about Maddison. I think with Maddison is that he's open to the move, but Arsenal aren't moving for him yet, and 60 million is probably the price Leicester are looking at.
Let me ask you as a fan without any logic. Do you think this is possible? I mean, we've signed Pepe, 72 million. We've signed Aubameyang, around 60 million euros. We've done deals in that area. We've signed the first person we signed for big money was Ozil, 40, and from then we've been surprising our fans and we've been surprising haters with some transfers. Do you think maybe something that could happen?
I think Maddison, there is a bit of heat to this. I think AFC Bell came out with it a few weeks ago saying that he's the #1 target in attacking mid area. I think that has to be one of our priority positions, attacking mid, because we saw last season that we struggle to create at times. And I think Smith Rowe is still a young player. And I think that maybe Arteta wants to play Smith Rowe on the left side. And if that's the case, then we do need an attacking midfielder to play in front of Basuma and Locatelli, if that's who we're going to sign. Sorry, not Partey and Locatelli, sorry. So I think, we might have to go and sign Maddison, but will we? Do we have the money? We're spending 50 on Ben White. We have to get sales done, because where is this money coming from then?
Yeah. I mean, James Maddison, I'll be the happiest fan if you got such a player. Not just James Maddison. Even if you gave me a Sabitzer or maybe a Sabitzer, I'll be very, very happy, because I still remember that midfield of the likes of Cazorla, the likes of Wilshere, the likes of Ramsey, and it just vanished. Like Arsenal, it vanished, and most of these players have gone for free. Most of them, because contracts have expired. Contracts terminated. It's really, we've been mishandled in the past. Really, really mismanaged.
I think especially over the last 5 years, 10 years, we've struggled to get big fees for our players, and I think that's something that has held us down in terms of get 2 players for over 50 million. It's always like we get 1 big signing a window. We want 2, 3 big signings a window, if you know what I mean, because last summer it was Partey. The summer before it was Pepe, like as a big main signing, like the above 50 million signing, and we can't get sales done. And I think, look, we've got a crop of young players on long-term deals like Saka, like Martinelli, like your Tierney's, but I think Smith Rowe is basically done as well. So we're getting these young players tied down to big deals. So let's say Martinelli has a big season. Next year, Barcelona come in offer big money, and then we use that money to rebuild. That's what the likes of Liverpool do with the Felipe Coutinho money that they're still getting. That's how they rebuild, and that's how we have to try and move as well. Get big sales done, because look, we either have to, we have to sort of do what Chelsea and Liverpool are doing in terms of Chelsea get young players from the academy and loan them out, and then you sell them. That's how they generate revenue. How Liverpool generate revenue, they try and get their players down to long-term deals, sell them for big money. And that's what we have to try and do, because we need to improve heavily on that sales department and make sure that our best players don't leave on free deals like Sanchez did, like Ozil did, like Ramsey did, like Cazorla did, like all these players.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't lose all that quality just on the free. If you decide to let them go, sell them. I mean, everybody would be okay if we sold them. We would be fuming because, like we were fuming against Nasri, against Fabregas. But it makes more sense. It makes much more sense, because if you sell, you have hopes of replacing. But if you don't sell and then you're hit by a pandemic, it's like you've created a pandemic yourself.
Yeah, I think especially one thing we've looked at is the fact that Smith Rowe has been linked to the move away to Aston Villa. I was like, look, if Aston Villa wants Smith Rowe, then give us Grealish plus money.
How much would you offer? Smith Rowe plus 90 million?
No. I would say Smith Rowe plus. I think I would rate Smith Rowe at 50 to 60. So I think I would say Smith Rowe plus 30.
They're never going to accept that. They're never going to accept that.
Oh, what a chance for Smith Rowe. That's a good save.
Tierney's on the pitch. I didn't see that.
I think Tierney's come on for Tavares, and like Chambers has come on for Balogun, and I think the other one is that I didn't see the other one. Oh, but Smith for us, a good opportunity, good save.
Yeah. And I think Mikel has said Emi has been working on that part of the game, scoring more goals and taking more risks. Do you think, I think it's something he has to work on. He had to work on, and I think it's something that really Odegaard also has to work on as well, taking risks as a number 10.
Look, again, we'll just have to, again, it's one of those things with Smith Rowe. I think, where does Arteta want to play him? Is it a number 10? Is it on the left? I think we'll have to see when the season starts. If he starts on the left, what does that mean for Martinelli? These are all questions that I think we'll find out as pre-season goes on. And I think Martinelli's out on Olympics duty at the moment, so that will affect us in some way. And I hear Martinelli's been scoring goals for the Olympics as well, which is good. But, which again, that's one of the things we'll just have to see what happens as the season progresses, because I think with Arsenal, there's no continuity, I feel, at the moment, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But I think the fact that we don't have Europe is mean that, look, let's keep the same team every week. Let's start the same players every week, because that's where you keep continuity.
Yeah, man, it would make more sense if things are done differently next season. So one of the things I want to see a lineup that starts at least 6 consecutive games, 8 consecutive games. Even if it's losing, let it start, because it really makes some sense. But last season, maybe was it the quality? Maybe
last season, I think it was more the management, to be honest. Look at things that Arteta has done, like play Willian at striker and play false nines against, in the Europa League, trying things out so randomly. And I think the only time we actually kept the same lineup was the first time since 2018, when we kept the same lineup for the game against Leeds and then Benfica. That was the only time we did it. And I was like, why haven't we done that more? Because, I think we had good performances in both those games. But again, look, I think these are questions that we'll find out once the season starts, what Arteta is thinking, how the season will develop, and if we do well or if we're not.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he doesn't mess up. Because I'm really not giving him a lot of time. I mean, there's so many people.
He doesn't mess up, but I think he will.
You think he will?
Yeah, I don't think the evidence I have. I don't think he'll go well, and I think by December there's a good possibility he could be gone, Arteta. But again, I wish for the best. I really want us to try and push forward, get into that top 4, because we don't have Europe. Maybe try and challenge for the top if we can, if we sign the right players. But I just don't see it going that way for Arteta, unfortunately.
I want him to prove me wrong. I'll be very glad as an Arsenal fan if I'm wrong and he's winning and we are winning games. I'll be jumping, and I'll be wrong and I'll be jumping.
Yeah, obviously, I think that's one thing. If we do well, we do. The fan base will be happy. But the moment it starts crumbling, we know. From when Wenger left, when Emery left, it gets very toxic. And I think with fans in the ground, it will get very toxic if things go badly. For example, like if we're losing 3-0 to Aston Villa, it will get toxic. And that's when fans won't give him time, especially in the stadium. And I think that's where he will go, Arteta, because I think the fact that there hasn't been fans in the ground has really helped him. Because, are you going to have, like, let's say we're at home and we're losing 3-0 to Aston Villa. You think fans in the stadium will be screaming, trust the process, or screaming Arteta out? You tell me which one. You know what I mean? So I think in that way, Arteta's been very lucky that it's empty stadiums.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Fans back in the stands. He's got to prepare for that. He's got to, because he's lucky. He's performed all poorly, and it was social media. But now fans are coming back, and there are rumors that fans could be could fill the stands, right?
Yeah, I think here in the UK, that's the situation that fans will fill the stadium. That will be like full capacity. That's what will happen.
Yeah. I'm just looking at Holding around there, and I'm asking, what do you think happens with Rob Holding? Does he get some playing time? Like, do you think he'll get because Ben White is capable of playing 38 games in a season? Yeah. What happens with Holding then?
I think he'll just sit back up. I think our 4 options. I think our 5 options in that defense will probably be. I think it will be, because I think Chambers has come on for centre back. So I think what's going to happen is it's going to be on the left hand side. It's going to be Gabriel and Marie. Right hand side, it's going to be Ben White and Rob Holding, and then Chambers is going to sit as the 5th. Let's say the 5th. And then on the right back row, I think Cedric's going to be our backup right back, and then we'll have to sign a right back. I think that's what will happen.
Yeah, if you look at this Arsenal side playing, one thing you realize is we lack that person who's specialized in the final third, in breaking, breaking demons in the final third. I think that's the only person lacking now.
I think there's a lot of people lacking in our team, like a right back, like a partner next to Partey, an attacking midfielder to break the lines as he suggested, someone like a Grealish maybe, but again, that's a dream. So I think the next best thing is Maddison, and we need a goalkeeper as well. And yeah, I think that we still got a lot to do.
Yeah, a lot to do, but if you ask me one player that comes in, I just go for a number 10. Maybe I keep Xhaka for a season, or I play Lokonga.
No.
However young he is.
I wouldn't keep Xhaka. I think he's a player we do need to get rid of as soon as possible.
I know,
because Roma want him. Give it to him. I think Glenn's just said in the chat, I'll be very surprised if we sign a right back. I think we will sign a right back because look, if we don't sign a right back, then we'll only have Chambers and Cedric, and that's too weak. We need a right back because Bellerin looks like he's off to Inter.
I won't be surprised if we have really kept our transfers that happened, apart from the Ben White one and the Lokonga. But I think the rest, like Chris Whitley says, we want to keep our things silent. And I know there is something happening with the right back, because Fabrizio says surely something will happen.
Yeah, I think Fabrizio said a month or two ago that we'll definitely sign a right back. And the fact that, look, Inter need a right back because they've just got rid of, one of their best players last season in Hakimi. So they definitely need a right back. And we'll just have to see what right back we sign. But let's just hope it's a priority because we do need a right back.
We are playing better in this one. We're playing better than the Hibernian game.
Yeah, but I think that's expected. More players coming back, like we have Tavares back, we have Tierney back, other players back in full fitness. But again, let's just hope we kick on now, because there's no hope that if we do well in pre-season, like in the rest of the games, and then we lose to Brentford or something. That's classic Arsenal, isn't it? But again, we just have to see. I think about pre-season is just test these players out. Tavares looks good. Keep playing him. Keep seeing how he does. And I think Tavares is a player that maybe could play higher up, more like a left winger, possibly, because he is playing that way at the moment. So we'll just have to see what happens, to be honest.
Yeah, but our fitness levels, and I'm scared, our fitness levels are so low, and it is even less than a month to go, and most of these guys are non-fit.
Yeah, I think, it's the Hibernian game was the start of pre-season, so I think you'll get that to an extent. You'll get a few tired legs and after a while, because they've not played for a while, but let's just hope through pre-season these players do pick up fitness. But I think the fact we're not playing Europe will mean we could have better fitness, but we'll just have to see.
I mean, look, without playing pre-season, everyone thinks Arsenal should win the league. You think the same way? You think maybe we can put up a run? We could give whoever's going to win it a run
for the title next season.
Not really challenging for the title. Not really challenging for the title. But do you think maybe we could put up, a good fight?
You're asking me if we're going to challenge for the title. No, I don't think we're going to challenge for the title.
Look, we are not doing anything. We are absolutely sitting at home waiting for these guys to come back and hit them.
I don't think we're going to challenge. I think under Arteta, no. If we have Antonio Conte, then maybe. But I think under Arteta, no. I think it depends who we sign, to be honest. It depends who we sign, because look, if we do sign, Lokonga, Ben White, all decent signings. Yes, I know. I think with Ben White, the thing is that, look, he's a good player. He's a good player, but he's not 50 million. That's my problem. And I think if he flops, then it's going to be like, oh my God, 50 million down the drain. But on the other hand, if it goes really well, then you're like, oh, Van Dijk signing, it's on that level.
Yeah, I know.
Diaz. It either goes one of two ways, doesn't it? When you sign someone so expensive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I'm just feeling this kind of thought that, are we starting to behave like Liverpool? Because this is how Liverpool started. When they signed in Mane, they brought in, was it Salah the next season, right? And then Virgil van Dijk, right?
But I think with Liverpool, it's different because they can sell big assets. We have big assets that we can sell, but again, they're not at that potential yet. Because like someone like Saka, we could probably sell him right now for 70. Give him 1 or 2 more seasons, and he could be 140, 150. So I think that's where we have to look and see what we can do. But right now, I don't think we have any big assets we can sell for loads and loads of money like Liverpool did. We don't have that right now. Maybe in a couple of seasons when Smith Rowe and Saka, Martinelli get to their top potentials, even Tierney. But again, we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, but the good thing is, we are one of those clubs that really make a lot of money on match day revenue, and on match days, and much of our revenue comes from match day revenue. So maybe because if they sign in Ben and they bring in 2 midfielders and a right back, it's like you're acting like a big club. It's like we are chasing something.
Again, look. Is Arteta the man to lead these signings, though? That's the question.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
That's the question. Or do we need to bring in a new man to do these signings? And again, that's something we'll only find out when the season starts. How we'll start the season. How do we play? What's the formation? How do these players fit in? That's when we can find out what Arteta is trying to do. But again, we'll just have to see, to be honest, and what signings we can get done. How much money do we actually have? Because a lot of people saying we have £250 million. I don't think that's the case. I'll be surprised if we spend 100 million net. But look, again, we don't have players that we can sell for loads of money without depleting our squad. That's my worry right now. And you look at clubs like Barca and Real, they're in such big problems financially. So are they going to be paying big money for our big players? Probably not.
Yeah, you're right. But if you think about it, if the UEFA rules have been relaxed a little bit, maybe that could and the Cronkies have been under a lot of pressure, so they know we've got to, at least we've got to do something. I don't think we shall have many summers. I don't think we shall have many chances like the Super League, because the Super League gave us a big chance, and and maybe we could have some fruits of the Super League. The Super League fiasco, Cronky out, Daniel Ek in, because he really threatened them with threatened them with a bid. And we're never going to have a summer like this. So if it happens, do you think it could be our building block? Do you think it could be our start? All we have to do is now start maybe bringing in one player per summer, things like that.
I think that's very hopeful thinking that this has caused Kroenke to go big, but it's an interesting one, because does Kroenke want to sign big players so we can become a Champions League club again, so we can maybe get more money for the club when Ek does come back in, so you can make a profit on the club? But I think it's very difficult to say, because it's a very hopeful thinking, and we'll have to find out when we do sign those players and how those players perform. And I'm not sure what's happened. They've just gone off the pitch, or I think there's I'm not what's going on. Yeah, I think some subs have happened. I think Kolasinac, Willian, and Nelson have come on. Yay, and Ainsley as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at how it affected United, Woodward stepping down, the Cronkies, the pressure they were under. It would be logical if they gave us, I don't think they would give us £250 million like 90 Min reported, but I think why I believed 90 Min to some extent is they were saying that we have we are getting 250 million on one condition, that we buy players that can be sold in the near future, and that is typical Kroenke, isn't it?
Again, if we're signing players that now that we can sell in the future, then you look at a signing like, I think Tavares is a good one, because we signed him for 5 million. Maybe this time next year he could be doing really well and we can sell him for 30, 40. Maybe that's very good business. We just have to see how that one progresses. I think that's a good possibility that can happen. But I think with someone like Ben White, if he doesn't do very well, we're going to lose big money on him, and that's the problem.
And even if he does well, I'm asking, who's going to sign Ben White for probably 80 million? United, City?
I don't think Ben White. We're signing Ben White as a player that's just gonna, he's gonna be our Ruben Diaz or our Van Dijk. I think that's what Arsenal are thinking. So we're not gonna sell him. We're not gonna get much resale value on him. But we're looking at it. Look, we're gonna sign him as our main centre back for many years to come, sort of player. I think that's what the situation is. But again, we'll see how the Gabriel Ben White relationship partners up. That's only something we can see when the season starts, when Gabriel is back from Olympics duty, when they're both playing next to each other week in, week out. That's again. That's
he's actually injured. He got a knee injury. He's out of the Olympics.
oh, yeah. I forgot he was injured. But again, we just have to see, isn't it? I think Pablo Mari's looked pretty decent in both these games against Hibernian and Rangers. So we just have to find out, see what Arteta wants to do.
Yeah, and I think it was decent as well last season. It was, every game he had, I don't think he was horrible. I don't think there was a game where I was absolutely horrible.
Who?
Pablo Mari.
Yeah, I think on the whole, Pablo Mari has been a decent a decent player. But again, he's probably been one of our better centre backs. When you look at some of the others, I think David Luiz was probably a better centre back out of the options we had. But I think Pablo Mari is a good backup option, a lot of experience as well. Because when you have Gabriel and Ben White, they're both young centre backs, very young centre backs, and I think you need like maybe just an overriding older player like your Pablo Mari to maybe lead them on when we need it.
Yeah, but I think
there for Nketiah, is that? Yeah, Nketiah.
Nketiah, by the way, what I thought in Nketiah, was it you? I think it was Lee African Ghana who said never. He has never rated Eddie Nketiah. I've never rated Eddie, by the way, but I think I just feel pity for him. Just that. I don't think it's more of rating him as a player, but I just feel pity for him if he's gonna leave Arsenal. I think, as a young player, his dream has always been playing for Arsenal. So if he's going to live on a permanent, then it's heartbreaking for him. But have you ever rated him?
We can't look at sentiment because it's an Arsenal football club. So Eddie and Nketiah football club. So we can't be caring about these things. We just have to let's hope someone like, I think if Crystal Palace wants him, then you'll go there because he'll see, look, Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira wants me over at his club. So I think that will be something that Eddie Nketiah will be happy with. I think because if Arteta says he's not going to get much opportunity, if Balogun's going to be in front of him, then again it's one of the things we have to look at. But I think Nketiah, we can get 15 million for him. I think that's something we can do. But again, he's not a good player for me. He's not good enough. Playing it around at the moment, but not getting many chances.
And that's Chris Nelson.
Oh, it's gone out. It's not a good cross from Bellerin. That was a shocking cross from Bellerin.
Is it Bellerin? Is it Willian?
No, I think Willian gave it off to Bellerin, and Bellerin tried crossing, and he just hit it out onto the stands. I don't know what you're trying to do. There's a corner though. Willian, poor corner. And Nketiah and Tini, is battling very well again. Obviously, big rivalry with him with Celtic. Oh, that is very good there from who was that? I think that was I'm not sure who that was, but that was good stuff. I think that was Nelson doing very well.
I want to have Willian out of this team, man. I'm so glad that Fabrizio says he wants to leave and the club wants him up again.
But which club's gonna get him?
That's the problem. The problem.
He's got big wages.
I don't know how we gave him such a big salary.
Again, I think that's the thing. If you sign a player for free, you have to give him bigger wages. That's just something that happens normally, because obviously you're not going to pay a transfer fee. So it just seems more logical to give the player more of a fee, and that's what agents say, and that's what happens usually. But again, it was a big cock up by the club because I was with the signing of Willian. I thought he could be a good little player for us to have a utility to play, because he was Chelsea's second best player the season before. So I thought it was an okay signing, but looks like it wasn't.
Yeah, man. Anyway, it was a gamble. I think gambles failed. But Balotelli to Liverpool, something like that.
Balotelli to Liverpool. What are you on, man?
You still remember that?
Yeah, I do, but
and you know what? That summer we were really linked with Balotelli, and that's like, come on, Arsenal.
I think imagine someone like Balotelli and Arteta, you wouldn't go down well. I can't lie.
I know, yeah. At times, and I don't know where he is at the moment. The last time I heard he was at Nice, I think.
I think it was at Nice. I think he's at some Turkish club now. He's going to join. I think that's where I think David Luiz is going as well. Some Turkish club. I'm not sure what their name is. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell us.
Wasted talent, really.
Say that again.
Wasted talent.
Yeah, but I think in this game we're not. I think going back to this Rangers game, but we're not creating many chances. We're playing it around quite well, but we need to create a few chances.
I mean, last season when we were, we used to knock it around, and that's why I really hated Danny Ceballos, because we used to hit it around like you have possession 55, 56, 59%, and there's no chance. There's no chance, and that's why I said in this Arsenal team, the one thing we should have done earlier is to get in a number 10, someone who's just specialized to do that.
Yeah, I think we did that with Odegaard, and we looked a bit better.
Yeah, exactly.
Up. I wanted Odegaard back on a loan deal. I wanted him back. Maybe could sign him on a permanent, but it wasn't to be. He said goodbye to Arsenal. He's not going to come back. That's confirmed. But let's just hope we get the next best, which is obviously James Maddison. That would be the ideal number 10. We can get right now.
Yeah, honestly. Because if we keep playing like this, and there's so many people who are saying, Cossy, Arsenal is just playing preseason. Let us wait for the season. For me, preseason with all your players on the pitch is a season game.
Yeah, because I think you look at the players we have on the pitch right now. A lot of them are first team players, so you expect them to be performing. Not obviously we saw in the Hibernian game we lost, so I think that was my worry in that game. That's why I was angry after the Hibernian game, because it's the same old crap that we're seeing again and again and again, and it gets boring after a while, because things aren't. It suggests that things aren't really changing at the moment, and we need them to, because we're in a big problem. There's supposed to be a big rebuilding summer, and it's not going very well for us at the moment. But hopefully things change quickly, and let's just hope we get a winner against Rangers if we look at the current present.
Yeah. And I think the good thing with preseason is there is no pressure. So
yeah,
I mean, if you're playing poorly without in a game where there is,
it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that is it.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but I think again, one of the things we look at we are looking at it in this game. The same thing we saw in Hibernian is our press. Again, going forward, our press is so poor, very poor.
I think it's what I'll say about our press is very inconsistent. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't do it, and then we just sort of pick and choose when we're doing it, and it's just that sort of just gets a bit annoying in my opinion. That we're sometimes doing it, sometimes not. What's Arteta telling them? Maybe the players are getting confused. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think I don't know. Do you feel like there is a blueprint, Mikel Arteta's blueprint in this team, or do you think we are still playing?
I don't see a blueprint because things keep changing.
I don't see it as well. It's like a disorganized kind of a disorganized group of players that know how to play football, and that's it. I don't see patterns.
There's nothing more than that.
Yeah. I don't see patterns of football. I don't see, an identity of football. It's not there.
I think it's more like we see different patterns every game. There's not a set pattern. Sometimes we're going to go more direct. Sometimes we're going to hold off. Sometimes we're going to park the bus. Sometimes we're going to do this. Sometimes we're going to do that. And I think the problem with that is I think Arteta's overcomplicating it in terms of he's just, he's going to Pep style. He thinks he's Pep, so he's trying to do things like that. First of all, we don't have the sort of mentality or players to do that. I'm not saying we don't have the quality. We have quality players in departments, but we don't have the sort of mentality, or Arteta doesn't have the experience to be able to do those kind of things.
Yeah. Do you think maybe that could be the reason that's why we're seeing many patterns? And I've thought about it. At some point in time, it's like, do we concentrate more on the opponent? Maybe try to concentrate. This is the opponent. This is what we have to do. This is another opponent. This is what you have to do, and forget to do what is our own. Just like you see City, they play their own kind of football, and they're gonna hit you. They're gonna hit you with their own style.
Yeah, I think we just need to go back to the basics and do the basics very well, because I think it's someone like, I think what Johan Cruyff said many years ago, doing the basics is the hardest part of the game. Trying to perfect trying to perfect what the basics are, and that's how you're going to win games of football. And we need to try and go back to the basics, try and do the little things better, and that will mean our overall game will improve. And try and get a style of play going. And let's see if Arteta does get who he wants in this window. It looks like he will, because it looks like we are going to get the backing, but we'll just have to see what happens, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for me too, it's gonna be very interesting to see him with the players that he wants, and then how he assembles them. That's gonna be very interesting. How he assembles them.
That's a big question. How will he put together Ben White and Gabriel? Will it be Marie? How is he gonna play Lecong? How is he gonna fit him in? Is he gonna play in the three? Is he just a backup? How is someone like Locatelli gonna fit in? How is he gonna adapt and to make sure he isn't the next Torreira in terms of he flops completely?
Yeah, absolutely, really. I mean, it's so interesting that we are talking about Mikel Arteta as Arsenal manager. At times, when I'm doing my match reactions, and I'm like, Arteta shouldn't have done this, and in my head comes, why am I even talking about Arteta? I mean, 5 years ago we were like, manager Arsene Wenger did the wrong thing, and now it's Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, I know. You could put it one of two ways. How have we got to this position? And we have such an inexperienced manager, but. Look, this is what we're stuck with until if things go wrong, then we'll change it. But the board look like they want to stick with him. But again, only time will tell, to be honest.
Yeah. And I just pray it was one of our last wrong decisions, because it's been a stream of them.
Yeah, there's too many of them. There's too many of those bad decisions.
Yeah. Too many of them. And when a club like Arsenal brings in a manager like Mikel Arteta,
and it's 2-1 Rangers.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
2-1 Rangers.
It's 2-1 Rangers.
Yeah. 2-1.
Come on. My stream is a little bit behind.
Is this a set piece again, man? It's another corner. It's Bellerin, man. It's Bellerin again. He just lost his man. He couldn't stay with him.
In the first game, it was Bellerin again.
Bellerin, yeah. He's on the player, and then he doesn't see him. He moves away and he heads it. Oh my god, man! Get this guy. Inter Milan, man. Please don't be watching this. Please, Inter Milan, do not be watching this. Oh my goodness.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Has the goal come up on his stream yet?
Yeah. Seen it.
I was preparing my video on my phone, and then I just see it's 2-1 Rangers, and I'm like, what's going on?
The second goal we conceded against Ibani, and again, the head that comes, back, right?
Yeah.
The header that comes back is still from Bellerin losing his man again.
How many times has he done this? And they're coming through, and they're through again. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Oh, it's good tracking back. Okay, we've cleared it away.
Someone told me on the stream that told me, Cossy, it is so hard to support Arsenal. So hard.
It is. We just have to. Oh my god, no! Oh, I thought that was a penalty to Rangers. Oh, what is it?
Is it a penalty?
I think so. Yep, penalty Rangers. I think it's a penalty. No, it's a free kick just outside.
Free kick?
It's just outside the box, the foul, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just outside the box, luckily. Oh my goodness. We got 13 minutes left. Eddie and Nketiah with the foul, and it's a free kick. Very dangerous position. They're going to put the free kick in. Oh, good. Okay, that was good. The rebound. Oh, just wide.
I hate the way we are disorganized. It's so disorganized.
That was a good free kick, but I think the Wolves saved it.
Yeah.
We're losing again, man.
I mean, losing both games in Scotland. What?
Scotland. I don't think Tierney will be happy with this.
And we have Chelsea and Spurs. And,
There's no hope. There is no hope. These are our first team players, most of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Last time on Twitter, it was like, Arsenal fans are reactionary. It's the first game in pre-season. Wait.
This is the second game now. What's happening?
And do you know what Turkish posted? He said a series of things that we've been saying. It is pre-season. Let's wait for the season, and then after the season starts, we will say it's the beginning of the season, right? Let's wait for the season to catch up, and then after that, you're gonna have statements like
corner comes in,
waiting for next season.
Oh, rubbish. We had a corner, but we couldn't make anything of it. Now Rangers are coming forward. Good recovery. Oh, Willian, man, he can't tackle. Rangers are coming forward again. This is a good counter-attack. They're in the box. They put it across. Oh, good save from the goalkeeper. Good save. They had a clear shot and a good save from Hein. And they've hit the reflection wide. But they were so close to getting a third, Rangers. We're getting pulled apart, bro.
Typical Arsenal, isn't it?
Rangers, though, man, is a burning. They should have scored a third. They really should have got the third, but a good save there from Carl Hein. It was right at him, though. Yeah, it was a good save. Good save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah. You know, when I was doing my previous say, they're good. We don't underestimate Rangers. They are good.
What will this do to our confidence, innit? Trust the process. What's the process?
Yeah, I mean,
more like trust the regression.
Yeah, that's that. Because if you're losing games day in, day out.
Martini, man, what was that pass? But he's got it back, but it's a throw in. Should have kept Tavares on the pitch.
Do you always do watch alongs on your stream? On your channel?
The thing is, I'm not a big fan of watch alongs because I think I'd rather focus on the games than I watch the game properly. Because watch alongs are quite long. It's 2.5 hours, so it's like I get very tired after them usually. And
I understand. I'm actually not a very big fan of them as well.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of watch alongs, to be honest.
Yeah, I rarely do them. I rarely do them.
But it's pre-season, so you get more. You get more people watching sometimes.
Yeah, of course, because the games are not accessible readily
to everyone.
Yeah. Nice. You could just be, talking to the people, and it's gonna take a lot to correct this team. A lot more than signings. I think our problems is we've lost our identity a lot. Our identity has fallen so much.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head off now, bro. I'm gonna try and get my stuff for my video ready. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you everyone, as always, bro. Thank you very much. It's been an hour.
Thank you so much. It's been that's been so long, right? Pick up my man AJ90. Always on. So pick up, guys. What's happening at the moment is we are losing 2-1. Arsenal. 82 minutes and Rangers are leading. Just the same result as we got against Ibanyan, and the goals we are conceding are the same goals, similar goals. And wow, it's so hard to support this club. It's absolutely so hard to support this Arsenal side. So hard. But what are you people saying in the chat? How do you think how do you feel about this game? 2-1. Edwin says, Mara says, how can we trust the process, right? And Arsenal buying players who doesn't add up and leave game changes like Bissouma and Zaha. This according to Lawi. I mean, that's the Arsenal we decided to support. 7 minutes to go, and it's pretty much the same. Arsenal still losing at the moment. 2-1. So we've lost. I mean, if we lose this one, we've lost 2 games at the beginning of preseason. in a similar manner in how we were losing games last season. Have we learned anything? I don't think so. Have we forgotten anything? I don't think so. 2-2. 2-2, guys. 2-2. 2-2, finally. Finally, Edin Ketia with a goal in. 2-2, Edin Ketia with a goal in. Finally. 2-2, come on the lads. Come on the lads. Give me something to celebrate. Come on the lads. 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. Got to correct this. Right. 2-2, right? 2-2 Eddie with an equalizer, despite the fact that he's leaving, right? Despite the fact that he's leaving, Edin Ketia gets in an equalizer for Arsenal. 3 minutes in, maybe we could, we could win it as well. But the press is lacking. The press is really, really lacking. We are not sharp enough up front, and one of the things I've always talked about this Arsenal side. You've got to be a little bit, sharper than that. We've got to be a little bit sharper than that, and we are not. And now we are trying to press it. Kolasinac, pass it around. What's wrong? To Edin Ketia, looking for Kian Tierney, crosses it in, and just for a shot for Willian. Nice football. Great. It's actually Hector Bellerin that gets in a beautiful shot, but just can't score. Come on, the lads. You can do this. Come on, the lads. We need to get a win. Come on, the lads. 86 minutes in. Come on, the lads. Give us something to celebrate about. Come on, the lads. I honestly think we played better in this game than we played against Ibanian. I think we played better. The only problem is, come on, Willian. Just over the bar. I think we played better in this game. Not so well, but better than the first. Because the first game, if you ask me so many about the positives in the first game, I don't know what I can say. Yeah, I really don't know what I can say. But in this one, I think we have had a couple of positives. Honestly, a couple of good positives. Tierney gives it to Hector Bellerin. Bellerin moves forward. Just gonna give it to Rhys Nelson and Willian now. Nice. It's a bad ball. Poor ball from Ainsley McNair, and there we go again. 87 minutes, still 2-2. I think we should get something. We should get a goal. We played a 4-3-3. We played a couple of formations in this game. Then, according to Mikel, he's trying to create a couple of things. We'll have a show. I think we'll have a couple of uploads. I might not do it. I might upload the match reaction very soon. And then we'll have a couple of topics to talk about, especially transfers. Fabrizio Romano obviously giving us that big update around Ben White. So I'll do an upload about that. We have received a total agreement. Total agreement. It's already done now. Total agreement. It's already done. So We will talk about Ben White. We'll talk about a couple of others, a couple of other stories today. The Manuel Lacotelli. As long as anything breaks, then I'll be able to keep you updated and posted. So make sure you don't get disinterested at the moment. Make sure you can find all the goals. If you want to find all the goals, right? If you want to find all the goals that we have scored, go on my Twitter account. It is Cossy. It is Cossy on Twitter. You'll be able to find all the goals, right? You'll be able to find all the goals there. So just to go to my Twitter account, you'll be finding all the goals there. And the misses from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I don't know what's wrong with Aubameyang, but he needs to click. He needs to click very well. So if you want to find all the goals, if you want to see all the goals we have scored, I can share with you my Twitter account link so that you can go there and you'll be able to watch them. We're very close to ending the game. Very, very close to ending the game. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter. Copy, right? So make sure you do follow me on Twitter because you'll be able to find so many things. So many things. Someone says, of course, Arsenal is looking at it. If you want to get all the goals that we have scored, the link is in the title. The link is in the comment section. I'll put a link in the comments. Yeah, I'll put a link in the comments. Click that link and you'll see all the goals. But make sure you do give me a follow so that next time you don't look for the account. Next time you won't have to look for the account, right? So give it a follow. Give it a follow. Right there. 90 minutes. Nuno Tavares and Edin Nketiah have scored for Arsenal. And Leon Balogun and Cedric Itten have scored for Rangers. It is 2-2. And it's full time. It's full time. It's finished. Arsenal 2, Rangers 2, guys. It's done. It's absolutely done. Cossy, can you update me on who scored the first goal? It was Nuno Tavares. Nuno Tavares on his debut. Scored his first goal on his debut. So guys, I'll speak to you. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Thanks everybody for watching the watch along. Arsenal 2, Rangers 2, full time in Scotland.